is a news show.
Sup, Nation! Hope you are having an awesome Thursday. My name, of course, is Philip DeFranco, and if you're not familiar, this is where I talk about news and tap stuff and things that mattered to me today. And Nation, the first thing we're gonna talk about today is one company dick smacking another company in the face, and that is Instagram/Facebook just launched video. The company, of course, receiving said genitalia to the face is Twitter/Vine, to which at first most of the internet was like, why would Instagram include video? And I was with them until I downloaded the update to Instagram, and instead of a 7-second limit, they have a 15-second limit. Unlike Vine, if you don't like one take, you don't have to redo the entire thing, you can just delete that last take. And if you're still feeling faux artsy, you can have your Instagram filters on top of it as well. Not to mention, while people have appreciated Vine, and there have been some fantastic ones, most people still have a bigger audience on Instagram. So I think I'm switching, which actually, that's not even the proper way to say it. I think I'm just going to dedicate more time on Instagram, which if you'd like to follow me is Instagram.com/PhillyDeFranco. I take pictures of myself, my dogs, and sometimes sexy ladies. Of course, competition is good in general. This will most likely make it so Vine has to update their app so that it is much nicer. And so for the people that want to stay on Vine, that's probably a good thing as well. But I'm gonna say Instagram just won big today. Of course, there is one downside, that it's supposed to be out for Android at the same time, but for some reason the update isn't there as of recording it. Hopefully that will be fixed. As far as a Windows Phone update, I think Instagram's official response to that is, haha, what is that? And Nation, I want to talk about news you've probably heard about by now, and that was the Xbox One. The people at Microsoft came out and were like, hey, we heard that you were angry. We're reversing all our DRM stuff. And the internet said, yay, and or made fun of Microsoft by calling the Xbox One the Xbox 180. It was funny until everyone made that joke, acting like they were the first person to think of it. But the people over at Microsoft came out and said, we heard your cries, and today I'm announcing the following changes to Xbox One and how you can play, share, lend, and resell your games exactly as you do today on Xbox 360. Here's what that means. An internet connection will not be required to play offline Xbox One games. After a one-time session setup with the new Xbox One, you can play any disc-based game without ever connecting online again. There's no 24-hour connection requirement, and you can take your Xbox One anywhere you want and play your games just like the Xbox 360. There will be no limitations to using and sharing games. In addition to buying a disc from a retailer, you can also download games from Xbox Live on the day of release. Also, there are no regional restrictions. And for Microsoft, as far as marketing and PR, it seems like a win. So many people, even though they were making fun, were saying, okay, well now I'll buy one. But as someone who said I was going to buy one anyway, and I'm still going to buy one now, I'm a little disappointed, but I get it, Microsoft. Everyone talk about how Sony is for the gamers and Microsoft's about the money, but let's be honest, they're all about the money. And I'm a little disappointed we don't get the innovative family sharing thing that we were gonna get. If you're unaware through all the internet shaming, once you registered a game, you could then give up to 9 other people that game, like a rental, like you were loaning that game to a friend. And also, if you went over to a friend's house and you logged into your account, hey, guess what? You don't have to wait the however long it takes to download the game. As long as you were connected to the internet, you could play it. So the downside for me is if I'm traveling or I go over to a friend's house, I need to bring my Xbox One and the games I want to play, or I need to go log into my account and then download them on that system just for me, instead of just being able to play. I don't know how many people are buying a $500 system that don't also have connection to the internet at pretty much any given time, other than the troops, which is a valid point. There are a good number of troops that like to play Xbox. So I guess the main point of this is yay and boo innovation. All the Xbox Ones are still coming with Kinects people are scared about. But Nation, of course, this is the PDS, and it is my opinion, my point of view. I'd love to know, do these changes matter to you? Are you happy? Are you disappointed? Are you apathetic? I'd love to know in the comments down below. Then, of course, I wanted to briefly touch on news that came out yesterday that James Gandolfini died at the age of 51. Gandolfini, of course, was a fantastic actor, most recently seen in Zero Dark 30, but most known as Tony Soprano of The Sopranos. He was a fantastic actor, many people calling him one of the best actors of this generation. And I don't want to really dive deeper on this story. As of right now, many news outlets are reporting that Gandolfini had a heart attack, which was the cause of death. Some other news outlets have even gone as far to start speculating, which I think is disrespectful. What I will say is I loved him as Tony Soprano. I loved him in Get Shorty and True Romance. And obviously his family and loved ones in my thoughts today. That's so hard to lose somebody, but also remember that life is short, people. Love people and do things while you can. Then in oh my god, here's just another reason maybe you shouldn't cheat on your lady news. In Peru, there's a woman by the name of Lisette Lupo Mamani. This is not that woman. This is Sandra Morales. She's talking to Renzo, who is the husband of Lisette, who then shows up, grabs Sandra as the husband flees the scene, and thanks to security camera footage, we see this woman drag her to a cliff and throw her off. Which, if that's something that she's capable of, is probably why the husband ran away. And obviously, because I'm showing you this footage, you should know Sandra did not die. The woman fell and landed 20+ feet into a ravine, somehow only had minor cuts and bruises. She's lucky she landed properly. She later talked to a local news outlet saying that she was not that man's lover, and that the other woman was essentially just kind of crazy and thought that there was an affair when nothing was happening. So the moral of this story is, this is why I've never dated a Latin woman. You was scary. I got 99 problems, but a ditch ain't one. Then in awesome news for anyone that woke up this morning and was like, I wish I could see Kate Upton naked, and also if she was on a horse, that would be cool too. One, that was oddly specific and you should wish for things more often, and two, it happened and we can see that thanks to TMZ, because apparently during the photo shoot they were like, hey, you know what would be classy as fuck? Naked women on horses. The thing is, the creative meeting probably involved that, because when he asks Kate Upton, a lady, to take off her clothes, he says, you need to drop trout, take it all off. And she responds how you think, it's a horsey. And if you'd like to see the full video, because I doubt YouTube would appreciate me showing a woman's breasts in a video, link to that down below. So yeah, that's the Thursday we're having. And the final thing I want to talk about today is common sense has seemingly gotten a random victory we did not previously expect. And that is Exodus International is shutting down and the leader apologized. Exodus International, if you are not familiar, was the world's largest ministry claiming to be able to cure homosexuality and turn gay men towards a heterosexual lifestyle. The organization was created in 1976 and it was not small potatoes. They had 120 ministries inside the United States and Canada and over 150 ministries in 17 other countries, that including the UK, France, and Australia. On their website, the president of Exodus International, Alan Chambers, wrote a kind of fantastic email. No matter who you are, I recommend you read it, because the man's not apologizing for his belief in religion and his belief about gay people, but how he wanted to apologize to all the people he hurt, even though he did not do it with malicious intent, but that he was sorry that people were hurt, whether it be just from the message or personal experience. How there were stories of shame, sexual misconduct, and false hope, and how he himself admitted that he had same-sex attraction, and how it would cause him such shame and just make what he was doing even harder. And in it he says to the LGBT community, you have never been my enemy. I am very sorry that I have been yours. I hope the changes in my own life, as well as the ones we announced tonight regarding Exodus International, will bring resolution and show that I am serious in both my regret and my offer of friendship. I pledge that future endeavors will be focused on peace and common good. And people have responded in a very split way. Some people saying, thank you so much for saying this. While others have responded, hey, that's great and all, but too little too late. You're talking about an organization that hurt and shamed people, and people made money. They got salaries off of this. And we're supposed to go, yay, and I'm sorry? And while I am more aligned with those people, I do say it is a good thing that this person came out and said, oh, this shit's crazy. The fact that you had no ill intent changes really nothing. What you did, how you did it, and what it resulted in matters more. And in the same way, if the Westboro Baptist Church all of a sudden came out and were like, sorry, we were just crazy and that was bullshit, I'd be like, hey, I still think you're some of the worst fucking people on the planet, but thanks for saying that. Even the crazy people acknowledge they're crazy, and all the people that believed in the crazy should know, it's crazy. Words. I'm like super good with them. But the main point, yay, a little common sense and human decency. And nation, that's how I want to end my news week, with a victory for common sense. But that does bring us to the question of the day. Xbox, PS4, PC, does anything that happened today change your opinion? Or maybe nothing. I hate video games and the internet. I'm gonna go to Alaska, where apparently the internet or electricity does not exist. I meant Antarctica, because that would be far more inconvenient. Okay then. Remember to possibly be pelted with a $100 Amazon gift card. Leave a comment down below. Maybe while you're at it, hit the like button, favorite, subscribe. And of course, a big thanks to the sponsor of today's show, Netflix.com/PhillyD. You use that URL, you get a free month of in-streaming movies, and it helps out the show. But of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love your faces, and I'll see you Saturday with the DeFranco Nation Movie Club. Or when you're asleep.